We're gonna start our updates with escapology over here at CityWalk. They got the door open, you get a little glimpse. Wow, all right. There's like a lot of clocks right here. So we're gonna have Who Stole Mona, 7 Deadly Sins, Mansion Murder, Scooby-Doo and the Spooky Castle, Batman, the Dark Knight Challenge, Haunted House. A lot of scary stuff going on here. And then A Pirate's Curse. I love doing escape rooms. I'm really curious to see how this will play out. I'll definitely be doing a couple of those. For sure the Batman. And most likely the Scooby-Doo. Those are like the ones that are calling my name, but probably the scary ones will be fun too. I wonder if they'll have a performer. I don't know. There's not a lot. There's no information actually. I was gonna say there's not a lot. There's no information on escapology, but hopefully it's a summer thing. Feels good to be back at Universal Studios Hollywood on this beautiful Thursday, 80 degrees. Very big news has happened today in the morning. Universal Mega Movie Summer is going to be launching June 13th to August 10th. So we got FanFest going for a couple more weeks, and it's just going to go right into Universal Mega Movie Summer. And it's going to involve Back to the Future, Jaws, Jurassic World, Waterworld's going to be part of it, Fast and Furious is going to be part of it, How to Train Your Dragon. It's just going to be awesome. Spending our summers at Universal just got that much better. I'll go over more of the details as we're in the park, but I just wanted to get that up front in the video. All right, let's do this. 2 days ago, we got a visual on what looked like vehicles, ride vehicles. But yesterday, the visuals that we got, shout out to Theme Park ERT, those are ride vehicles. And I think it was SoCal, or Coastin' in SoCal, even got a video of the ride vehicle being lifted up to be put on the track. Most likely going in the maintenance bay area, but man, the ride vehicles are here for Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. There's actually a grad bash today at Universal. I had no idea. The park does close at 7. It's been closing at 6, so another hour today. I am going to try to stay a little bit later, see if we see some Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift action. It seems to keep happening in the evening. But there it is. They put it on the schedule. Look at that. It's been unnamed for a long time, so it's cool to finally see it on these displays. I want to talk about DreamWorks Theater. So during FanFest, we have Jujutsu Kaisen is the show that we see in the theater for FanFest this year. I didn't know, but Sailor Moon actually had a show as well in Japan. If FanFest comes back, do you think Sailor Moon can take over DreamWorks Theater next year for FanFest? I would love that. But if I had to make a recommendation, bring some Sailor Moon meet and greets as well. Not just the show, meet and greets. I feel like that's what really flushed out Jujutsu Kaisen is 1 or 2 meet and greets from that show would have just been awesome as an experience. I don't think there's any scaffolding left on Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Holy macaroni. All the vertical wood started at the back of the maze, but now it's moved up to the front over here at Parisian Courtyard. So it looks like we could possibly get some facade work in the next week or 2. Can't wait to see that come to life and kind of creep over the walls. It's just exciting. It's exciting to see all these facades come to life. I also had a chance to check out the facade out there at H Lot. To me, it doesn't look like much has changed from the other time I was here. But we'll take a look at that one, I think, until next week. A little bit more meat on the bone. But it is looking a whole lot of Terrifier, right? Still looking like it. First thing I'm looking for, ride vehicles. A whole lot of nothing. So shout out to the people that were able to capture those in the last couple of days. I wonder if they'll do more deliveries today. It seems like they keep happening in that 6 o'clock time, The park is going to close at 7, so I'm going to stay here late and see if we could capture a delivery of ride vehicles. But this is the current state of Fast and Furious. Looking all beautiful. A lot of movement has happened now down in this side. They're really moving on that structure down there. I'm so excited. I'm telling you, there's lots of talk that maybe testing, like people actually riding this vehicle, could be this year. Another Horror Night update. Big news. We're starting to get some facade work. You know, when we've ridden the studio tour, you could actually see they went vertical. They've already done a lot of work on that maze. But there it is. Some type of facade. What is this maze gonna be? That's the big question now. Another thing before we get out of here, for Universal Mega Movie Summer, we're gonna have the Dodge Charger, the 1970 Dodge Charger from Dominic Toretto as a photo op. It's gonna be a sneak peek into what the ride vehicle is gonna be looking like. So come June 13th is gonna be the big day. And that'll be set up at the Plaza. So the Plaza is gonna really come to life this summer with photo ops. There's gonna be new foods in that area. There's also gonna be some meet and greets. It's gonna be exciting. Another thing to talk about for a summer event, we're gonna have a 6-foot, 730-pound How to Train Your Dragon Toothless from the live action version. That's gonna be a really cool photo op. They're also gonna do a food cart, and we're gonna get a new sipper. Can't wait to see the themed foods for that. Currently for FanFest, we have the Wicked characters as meet and greet, but during summer, they're gonna be returning, and just regular theme park guests could do the meet and greets with Elphaba and Galinda. And for all the people that are gonna miss Back to the Future Destination Hill Valley, well, they're gonna have Doc Brown, Einstein, and Marty McFly and the Time Machine for photo ops. So they're gonna be meet and greet photo op opportunities of Back to the Future here at the Plaza for Universal's Mega Movie Summer event. Another addition for this summer event, we're gonna have Officer Quint and Chief Brody as meet and greets from Jaws. We're gonna be celebrating Jaws' big milestone of 50 years. They're gonna bring back the Hanging Shark, and not even just that, Hollywood and Dine is gonna transform to Amityville Cafe. So lots of Jaws-inspired treats are gonna be coming. Funnel cake, sandwich, all sorts of stuff. I'm very excited for that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's gonna be some Jaws-inspired theming to the Hollywood sign. So lots of cool things happening everywhere with Jaws. I feel like stuff is gonna go down soon. Look at the amount of heavy machinery that is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my Lanta, 6. There's one in the back over there. 7, they got another one over there. Wow, stuff's going down. We actually got some news to talk about with Jurassic World, and that involves the summer event, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll get some better views at the retaining wall, but just want to show the scope of it from this angle. Wow. And then Halloween Horror Nights. To me, it looks like it expanded further. And that's going to be the exit. Yeah, that looks like it expanded more. Oh, okay. And then for the entryway, at least at this time, no facade. Hopefully soon. And then far off in the distance, over there what they call T-pad behind Transformers. That just looks exactly like Scarecrow. Which I'm cool with. I love Scarecrow. When it was here, shocking to have it back so fast, so early, you know what I mean? But hey, I'll take it. I'll take a Scarecrow, why not? And then from this angle, I can't get any other better view, but it looked like facade was starting. Yeah, you kind of could see it at the bottom right there. Yeah, over there from Minions is way better of a view. But we'll get better looks once we get on the studio tour. We're gonna head to the lower lot because I want to do Jurassic World. What's crazy is this mummy maze. We don't really have like a strong rumor that anybody's going off of, you know, of what's coming. That's what it's looking like. This is the current progress of the retaining wall that's happening out here. It's just wild to think that all of this will be disappearing. And then the big question is, why are they trying to take this section out? Why are they making room right here? You know what I mean? Why? Why is the big question? How much longer do you have, Mummy? Or is Mummy gonna survive another 20 years? These are the questions we ask. We're also gonna be getting 4 spitter dinosaurs added to the ride, and they're gonna have the geysers turned on to soak guests. So that's right. If you're gonna get on Jurassic World ride this summer, expect to be wet. That's gonna be awesome because it's gonna be hot. Currently right now, it's already 80 degrees out here. But for those 4 spitter dinosaurs, there's already a lot of talk happening. Where are they coming from? Where are these additions from? The studio tour. That's what everybody's thinking and rumoring. And I kind of feel that that probably is what's happening. Do you remember those spitter dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park section of the studio tour? That kind of makes me believe, I don't think we're ever going to be going back to that Jurassic Park and show car scene section of the studio tour, which that is sad, kind of heartbreaking. We've had that closed now for quite a while, and it's looking like we're not going to return. But hey, at least those things are being reused somewhere else, and they're going to keep living on. Because the answer is always more dinosaurs. Do we need more dinosaurs on Jurassic World to ride? The answer is always yes. Even if we already have a lot more dinosaurs. Especially with Jurassic World Rebirth coming, I'm just going to love all the attention. I'm going to love all the attention that dinosaurs are going to get again. I'm going to watch Jurassic World Rebirth at least like 4 or 5 times. And I want to watch it in Prime, you know, all the more premium viewings. It's going to be awesome. Also, too, we're going to have some new additions that are going to be happening out here at the lower lot. They're bringing the Spinosaurus to the lower lot as a photo op, so that's going to be added somewhere down here. And we're going to get a new adventurer. I don't know if it's going to be like a new handler. Is it going to be a new, just like maybe a new character to meet? Maybe he'll have a dinosaur theme to Rebirth. So we'll see how that plays out, but that's exciting as it is. I'm glad they're doing that. I'm assuming too, Jurassic Cafe is probably going to have some inspired foods for Rebirth, and possibly, obviously, lots of merch is going to be coming. So keep your eyes out. June 13th is going to be the big day out here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Also, forgot to mention, Isla Nubar is going to get some new themed cocktails. Man, so lots of stuff happening everywhere down here at the lower lot. I was going to try to do Jurassic World the ride, but that line is huge. And I went to single rider. That line is huge, so no Jurassic World today. Maybe once 3 o'clock comes and I could do Express, maybe. But I did have a chance to get like a little sneak peek at what's happening with the Jurassic World maze for Horror Nights. It's like it's flat right now. So they are doing facade. I would consider that a facade. But what is it going to be? I have no clue. It's too early to tell. My next goal, do the steps all the way up, and then studio tour to get some of those updates. Making a quick stop to Nintendo World. I heard a new like power-up holder arrived or something. Let's check it out. Someone told me during FanFest that there was a power-up band holder. And I was like, what are you talking about? But now that I see it, I think it's only sold over here at One Up Factory. But that's what the inside looks. So you put your power band in there, and then it's a keychain. That's cool. They did say it's $21, and they got a lot of them. Not gonna lie, I've been looking forward to doing the steps. I'm starting to enjoy it a lot more. This is just the beginning. Dude, these stairs are brutal in this heat. 80 degrees and stairs. We just got one left. Just looking. Any ride vehicle action? I don't think so. Yeah, not yet. Well, like I said, we're going to be here later in the evening, and hopefully we catch ride vehicles. These freaking stairs. Up next, studio tour.
One man up on your screens, you can see him. Gentleman by the name of Carl Lemley, the founder of Universal Studios, right? He was a German immigrant, found his way to sunny Southern California, bought up what was then a park, and even portions of the town of Whoville from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. One of the largest undertakings ever here on the Universal backlot. For How the Grinch Stole Christmas, not only did they use Soundstage 12, they used 10 other sound stages for that production, and one of those sound stages alone was that.
Have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punished.
Now, would you believe me if I told you inside that same soundstage, Soundstage 14, where they filmed Superstore, that's also where they built the Arctic Research Lab sets for John Carpenter's The Thing back in the 1980s. Scenes from the original. Great Angela Lansbury did. That is Cabot Cove, Maine over there. But from wild life to wild weather. Folks, here in sunny... Wait, Chris? You told me they only ran the flood on Thursdays. Oh. Well, hey, you know it, you love it. It's our oldest effect on the studio tour. Our most green-friendly effect. It's the flash flood effect. Check this out on your screen. Oh, there goes Paul Giamatti on your screen. And there goes...
They're filming the burbs. These are some vehicles in the, I think it's a TV show they're doing.
You also got some Jurassic World vehicles. To your right-hand side, the Magnum PI from the Magnum PI Ferrari, pardon me, as well as some futuristic cars from 2015 from Back to the Future Part 2. To your left-hand side, do we have prehistoric cars? We have a Dabadoo, those Flintstone cars back there. Those are top left window. Mother's looking down at her little entrepreneur from up above. Aww. And yes, Mother's house looks great, better than ever, although the resale value, perhaps the most impressive, again in my humble opinion, from Steven Spielberg's sci-fi epic War of the Worlds from Paramount Productions. To your left-hand side, a real 747 plane that they drove in from the Mojave Desert overnight on a flatbed truck, but they realized it was a little too tall for some of those highway overpasses, so they actually had to shave the roof of it off en route, with the intention of putting it back on once they arrived here at the Universal backlot. But production designer Rick Carter for War of the Worlds, he decided, no, this is perfect for the story, because in the movie, this plane is caught mid-air by the aliens, right? The roof of it ripped off and all the passengers abducted from their seats. Once the aliens are done, they drop the plane right back down into the middle of this New Jersey neighborhood. Took production a couple of months. Jaws the Revenge. Those clouds you see behind the actor, those are all hand-painted clouds onto that very wall you just drove by, right? But for movies like Jaws the Revenge to Jurassic Park 3, where they're fighting off the Spinosaurus out there, Warner Brothers, Disney, right? You also got the largest IKEA in North America out there, all of them looking up to us here at Universal Studios Hollywood, right? Literally. And hey, why shouldn't they? We're the oldest, the biggest.
That one HHN house over there at Curious George, that roof looking building, it's looking done. We're probably gonna start seeing details soon. That's going to be exciting. Also, too, it's cool to see the other house over there at Curious George peeking over, the one that we're speculating is Terrifier. Feeling something different today. We're going to be watching Clown in a Cornfield, so movie review today. I just felt like it was right to watch a movie because I'm trying to make it to the end of the night, and this will be a good way to just get out of the sun. It is so hot at Universal today. All right, let's see if this movie's good or not. Clown in a Cornfield was a lot of fun. Just to give a little insight, it's like a high school drama. You're following a dad and a daughter go to a new town because of reasons. But the way that it progresses and it obviously becomes a slasher, you're just kind of like, what the heck is it? It's a wild story. There's some points where I literally thought I was watching a Batman movie. I was like, is this a Batman? Like, if you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But overall, I feel like it was a great time. There was a lot of comedy to it. Very enjoyable from beginning to end. I was hooked. I enjoyed it. Super recommend. If you're a horror fan, go watch Clown in a Cornfield. To me, it was everything I thought it was going to be. That's the best way I could explain it. I'm gonna give it 5 fires. Like, I really wanted to give it 4, but walking out, I'm gonna give it 5 fires, man. Go check that out. All right, now we're gonna go back to the theme park and see if any ride vehicles are being dropped off. We got a little bit of time before the park closes, which is at 7. Hopefully we get some Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift updates. It's 6:11 in the evening. No ride vehicle being transported at this time. We'll see if anything arrives in like the next 30 minutes. Can't be here too long, but it was worth a try. I'm gonna do a little camping and see what happens. They are doing stuff up here though. So there's a lot of people here. There's actually a lot of people in this vicinity. You can't see it right now from this angle, but there's a lot of workers here. We'll see if any ride vehicles arrive. All right, it is officially 7 o'clock. I'm just gonna call it. No ride vehicles for me today. It looks like we're gonna have to wait until the summer event. So then we can take a picture with Dom's Charger. You get that sneak peek of the ride vehicle at that point. What is that, June 13th? Well, I tried.